Niemożliwy garnizon do pokonania w Heroesach. Co to jest stary za genialny kanał? On mi się wyświetlił ostatnio na telewizorze, zacząłem to oglądać do snu, zasnąłem na tym, a widzę, że jest jeszcze jedna jakaś niemożliwa walka. I jak ktoś nie wie, o co chodzi w Heroesie 5, jest dużo takich walk, które są symulowane na takiej zasadzie, że gra zmusza cię do uniknięcia ich. I dawaj, obejrzymy sobie o rzekomo niemożliwym garnizonie do pokonania.
Though I finished the last mission, it would be interesting to someday return to it and try and actually beat the army guarding the garrison, as well as to check out what happens if I approach Agrael with a strong army right before the end, but that's something for another video.
So I'm back after finishing my bachelor's thesis, and this is exactly what I'm gonna be doing in this video. So long story short, I came to a conclusion that I would need
To jest życie, jak piszesz stare pracę, grasz sobie w Heroesy. Ja pierdolę, czego chcieć więcej, nie?
to use Berserk,
Dzięki,
Puppet
90.
Master or Blind in order to beat the garrison.
Okej.
And since
Ale to jest w sumie ciekawe, bo on podchodzi do tego na takiej zasadzie grania jakichś takich jakby RPG-owych mapek, nie?
the Tome of Dark Magic was out of the picture, I was required to learn Dark Magic. At first, I thought about
A i w ogóle, aż mam ochotę zagrać w Heroesy 5, bo Dark Magic na zamku ma bardzo ciekawe rozwidlenie, bo w tej grze nie masz tak, że masz Dark Magic i masz zawsze ten sam zestaw 6 rozwinięć, tak jak w Oldenerze teraz, tylko no każdy zamek będzie miał inne umiejętności na tym kole i na przykład zamek będzie miał rzeczy połączone z mrokiem i światłem i jakieś specjalnie ponazywane tej tematyce dodatkowe skille. Jest takie fajne, no nie? Świetne to jest. Tak, no dosłownie aż perka, wiesz, mroczny rycerz.
mission and leveling up Godric differently. However, I could just use another hero instead. So, I loaded to one of the saves before sending Godric away and began looking for a good contender. One of the immediate candidates was Dougal, who was also next to Godric.
Strzelca,
Though I
nie?
kind of wanted to check out what the other heroes had to offer. As another option was Klaus, the hero that I
Mój
used during
ulubiony
Mission 4.
bohater Klaus.
Though after a few minutes of
Mega
thinking,
silny
I
są na
decided to
nim.
use Dougal after all. So I gave over a good
Yes,
chunk
sir.
of Godric's army for him to go fight some creatures around the map for levels. I left some units
to są
with
takie
Godric
wielkie
though,
bańki,
so
no
that no
właśnie.
new heroes would come out of the town to bother me. Also, since I waited quite a while for more units during my previous video, the creatures around the map were in great numbers, making the leveling process significantly easier. For example, here were over 1,500 hellhounds that immediately leveled me up to level 13.
Nieźle, 13 level od razu.
During which I already managed to get Dark Magic. After which there were 500 Blade Dancers that helped me reach level 15.
Okej, Dark Magic. No i on to będzie berserkiem.
During this, an
rozgrywał.
Inferno hero
Kurwa,
offered
to
my
bardzo lubię w Heroesie 5, że jak bohater staje się silny, to pojawia się za nim taki ślad.
town. However,
Niby
I do not
pierdoła,
have a big
ale
enough army
świetnie to
with Isabel
wygląda.
to frighten him away. So I had to prepare for an actual fight. After all that happened during the regular playthrough of this mission. Then I cleared some black dragons that put me up to level 18.
Sobie wylevelował takiego bohatera typowo na ten garnizon, okej?
Then killed some devils that were blocking the way forward and ended my turn. After which the enemy attacked my town. Since their army size increases as time goes on, they had reached a pretty decent size. At this point, all other units except for the 3,000 conscripts and 800 squires
On ma dwa
were
duże
just
staki
meat shields
jednostek
and
tylko.
bait to waste time. So I waited for them to come to me, while clearing out whoever I could during the process.
Kurwa, ciężko. To da radę zrobić? Zablokował się tymi impami. Nie no dobra, da radę. Faktycznie, dobrze to Smith shieldował. Stankował tymi innymi, a to co dobija, nie? Na light tak zrobi. A krzyżowiec to jest jednostka trzeciego poziomu, bo jest chłop, łucznik, krzyżowiec, nie? W ogóle koncept tej tury jest taki fajny, mi się wydaje, w Heroesie 5, że bohater może tylko w swojej turze rzucać zaklęcia. Tylko, że tam bohaterowie nie magiczni powinni mieć większy przyrost mocy po prostu z atakowania, nie? Mi się wydaje. Bardzo dużo ochotę pograć w Heroesy 5, no. No, normalnie to robi. Kontry pościągał jest git.
And at one point, the enemy just fled.
Nice.
Anyhow, back to Dougal. So, there were assassins that I decided to skip due to obvious reasons, and more black dragons which made me reach level 20. Then I went underground where I cleared some blade dancers and war dancers.
Rough fight.
After which, I began making my way towards the town while taking some fights along the
Fajny
way,
interfejs mają te Heroesy 5, przejrzysty.
where 700
Ja nie
Inferno...
wiem, czy to jest mega przejrzysty interfejs, czy to jest związane z tym, że znam tą grę. Najprawdopodobniej kombinacja obu.
Horses helped me level up another 2 times. I made sure to grab some extra knowledge from the shrine next to my town. Then I had a fight against some vampires. And I finally reached my town, learning all the skills that I needed. And after just 2 more fights, I managed to reach the level cap.
Okay. A
And with that
level
being said,
możliwy.
Dougal was ready to take on the big fight. But just before heading back to Godric, I went to check out the artifact merchant, where I bought 2 artifacts. As well as on my way to Godric, I visited the thing for an extra point of spell power. At one point, another hero came after my town. But this time, just after 1 hit, he ran away. And after reaching Godric, I transferred over all of my artifacts,
będzie
and
set,
this is what I was
czy
left
nie?
with.
Czy sety weszły
These
w
were
dodatku?
my stats. And this was my inventory filled with the best gear that I could find over the course of this mission. And for everyone who's interested in this
Patrząc na to i na Heroesy, czy nie masz wrażenia, że era jest za mało dynamiczna, tu czuć, że jednostki się napierdalają, a po Heroes 5 oni poszli w coś takiego, że jednostki się poruszają bardziej jak figury szachowe. Jest tak, zgadzam się.
specifics of these artifacts, here they are. Though again, as how I've mentioned in one of my previous videos, it's a real shame that vanilla Heroes of Might and Magic 5 doesn't have any
nie
artifact
ma
sets.
setów.
Like for example this one. Like, just look at the bonuses.
Pa. Jednostka 7 poziomu codziennie plus 1. No i elo. Plus 3 do wszystkich parametrów bohatera.
Oh well, I guess. And this was the army that was gonna take with me to the big fight.
Kurwa, 130 aniołów, nice. Dobra, dawaj, pokazuj ten garnizon.
Now it may look like I have a very big army, however, you have to remember that the enemy has even more units than me,
Tak,
and
jaki w ogóle fajny tutaj kamień, że dwójką bardzo łatwo zablokować się
there is
przed
no
dwójką,
possible
nie?
way of outgrowing them in this mission. With that being said, each and every one of their hits is going to deal a significant amount of damage to any stack of my units. Because of this, correct positioning and targeting is key during this fight. Like for example, here
No,
I'm
patrz,
creating a
jednym
1 stack
strzałcem.
of paladins for the enemy to target, because I know for a fact that their nightmares are gonna go first and they can reach my side of the battlefield.
Nice.
Next up, the paladins got their move. However, it's a pretty interesting.
Dobra, poczekaj, on ma tak 1000 strzelców, 600 kapłanów, 600 jeźdźców, 100 aniołów. A przeciwnik 1000 diabłów, elo. 7000 strzelców i to jest 4. albo 5. poziom? No nie? 3000 pitlordów. No, ta armia jest tak 5-krotnie większa, tak na oko, szybko, licząc. No, myślę, że jakoś tak.
Situation, because if I hit the nightmares here,
Czyż
any
to
of their
tak
units
działa?
that go afterwards get to
No nie wiem. Mi się wydaje, że ten system też dobrze zadziała w
hit my
piątce.
paladins. And because these
Nie no, 10. Chyba aż nie 10.
Paladins are one of my strongest stacks currently. I don't want to waste them just now. So instead, I decided to wait with them.
Paladyni na waicie, okej.
Next up were my griffins, with whom I targeted the 7,000 succubus mistresses by using their special ability.
Ale poczekaj, Battle Dive w podstawce był punktowy, a nie leciał po takim samym strumieniu?
I already know that it deals a lot of damage, as well as no other unit of mine will get close enough to them. Next up were my Inquisitors, who really only have one single job right now. To take out the imps, so that I don't have to lose all of my mana instantly before the battle even begins. In order
W dodatku, aha, drugi gryf to miał. Aha, drugie, okej.
to free up my Inquisitors and let them shoot, I killed a stack of Cerberus with my Archangels.
Dobra, czyli wziął małe staki, zabił. Okej, to ma sens, bo redukuje liczbę tur, które przeciwnik wykonuje i teraz może jakoś próbować blindować albo grać berserkiem. O kurwa. O kurwa.
And now comes the first spell cast. It honestly was a hard choice here between the Nightmares, Archdevils and Pitlords, though in the end I decided to use Puppet Master on the Nightmares.
Heroesy 5 są tak zbalansowane, że typ sobie może z takim poziomem mocy i wiedzy rzucić Puppet Mastera stack posiadający 5000 koni? To nie ma jakiegoś takiego skalowania jak w Heroesie 3?
Since they have the highest initiative.
Sukub ma jest fajny z tym, no, co oddaje strzały. O ty, to broken. Nie wiedziałem, że jest tak silny Puppet Master.
Afterwards, I used my Paladins to target the Nightmares without fearing retaliation. While I thought that the Griffins would get hit by the Archdevils, I soon realized that they would target the Paladin stack instead, one-shotting it in the process.
O kurwa, to bolesne.
However, because of this...
Ty, patrzę jak to źle teraz wygląda. 900 gryfów, 1000 strzelców, 600 kapłanów i 100 aniołów. Ty ma 4 jednostki, no nie? I to nie w jakichś takich bardzo dużych stakach. A tu 5000 strzelców, 3000 pitlordów, 3000 koni. No ale dobra, koń już ma w Puppet Masterze. Zacznie się tradeować. Zmind kontroluje albo diabły, bo też mają wysoką inicjatywę, albo pitlordy, zablokuje mu strzelców, no.
I got the chance to use the Griffin's ability yet again, to target the succubus mistresses.
Ty.
After
To
which
gryfy zabiją sukuby, to jest fajnie. Ty, no to tu jeden Puppet Master
I
jest
sent
git.
my Archangels forward to target the regular succubus stack, while also blocking the other ones from shooting.
Ty, no to bez kitu. Będzie się bił dwa...
Were the nightmares
Prosto wygląda w chuj.
that I now controlled. I used them to attack the Archdevil stack, also blocking it from reaching my ranged units.
Pa, bez kitu.
After this, my hero got his second turn. Now it was a choice between doing something with the Pit Lords or the Archdevils. I
Nie
decided
no,
to
pitlordzi, bo są pierwsi. Ja bym wszedł w pitlordów.
frenzy the Archdevils here, as they were the only ones that would benefit me from the spell, since the Pit Lords would just go after my angels.
Pytanie, jak przygotowanie do tej misji było ciężkie. Ty, faktycznie, bo Pitlord jest ostatni tu w kolejce, tu jest Devil i Devil. Masz rację, no, mają niską. Ja popatrzyłem, że tutaj by byli pierwsi, żeby się strajdowali, ale przecież, no. Tak.
And as luck would have
Co ty gadasz, że on sam zabił jednostkę z Puppet Mastera?
my Griffins got another move before getting hit, so I proceeded to repeat my
Nie mógł jeszcze raz
Previous
tego
action.
użyć? Na Gryfonach? Może. Ale easy.
So right now, the most dangerous stack in my eyes was the Archdevil stack. Because even with the Frenzy spell still being
A ja można na wszystkie rzeczy dać Puppet Mastera?
active, they would definitely target my units, so I had to use Puppet Master here. And it looks like my luck finally ran out, as the griffins got hit by the remaining succubus mistresses. So this is a very good spot that I'm in. I get to cast my second controlling spell on the single remaining dangerous stack that is not being controlled. And since the pit lords will target and one-shot the succubus mistresses, I sent my griffins to strike the archdevils.
To już nie wygląda tak prosto. Straci Puppet Mastera teraz z diabłów.
But then something very unexpected happened. Well, at least I didn't expect it. Since I still had Frenzy active on the Archdevil stack, I could not control them and they killed my griffins.
Dwa czary naraz
I most
się
likely
nałożyły.
got confused because of the fact that their background was blue and not grey, indicating that I still had control over them.
Miała, ale Frenzy wyższe priority ma na to.
Not long after that, my hero got another turn. Since both remaining enemies were all under my control, I could use this to my advantage by buffing my units.
Ej, widz pisze, że duchy było opesunikiem. Pomyślcie, że czysto teoretycznie w Heroesie 5 każdą walkę możesz zrobić z takim duchów. Nawet taka, która trwa 100 tur. Czysto teoretycznie. Możesz, wiesz, 100 razy wydodżować ataki. Yellow. Praktycznie się nigdy nie stanie, no ale za każdym razem, no chyba, że tam jest faktycznie jakiś pseudo-random system. Ma ktoś z was wiedzę na ten temat? Czy to jest zawsze 50-50? Czy to jest jakiś pseudo-random i z każde powodzenie bądź niepowodzenie zwiększy szanse? A tam co trzeci hit zawsze wchodzi. A co ty gadasz? A to ciekawe w sumie. Czyli się nie da? O, pierdolę głupoty. No w sumie fajnie. Dzięki Witch za 10. miesiąc. Podejdzie.
But when the next turn came, both the spells were off, meaning that I had to choose one stack again. And the only choice here was the Archdevil stack, as they could reach me.
I co? Rzucił Puppet Mastera teraz, tak? Ej, te pitlordy jest ciekawe, bo one mają taki bardzo krótki movement, nie?
When I got the chance, I put Frenzy on the pit lords and then let them both fight it out, while I was also shooting at both of them with my units.
Wygląda to prosto. Ciekawe, ile miał podejść do tego, nie? Po diabłach chyba. Chyba dobrze. Kurwa, na cepafa rzucił, easy. Nie no, po diabłach chyba byłoby lepiej strzelać, czy nie? że jednak nie. Kurwa, z 1000 ale chyba 1900.
And after that, the remaining part of the battle was pretty simple. Apart from the fact that I was running low on mana and this was my last major
Heroic
spellcast.
17 miesiąc. Strzelasz w diabłu, hopie. Nie, on szalony. Nie rozumiem, co on zrobił.
But thankfully, that was enough.
Chyba szybciej teraz robić, nie?
And there we go. The garrison is defeated. With that being said, that is one of the tasks complete. Next up, I wanted to also attack the town that was hiding behind the garrison,
O!
as well as go after Agrael before he reaches Nikolai. I had only one more thing left to do, fight Agrael. So I cleared the quest-related garrison and sent Godric away. There you are. So it appears that Agrael is level 18, as well as, judging by his stats, he has no artifacts on him. Now, there are not as many units on him as in the garrison, but still, it is something. Yet again, I did not want to immediately waste my paladins, so I decided to wait with them. Then I had a hard time choosing who to attack, but in the end, the 4000 Hellhounds seemed like the scariest stack at that moment, so I shot them.
Jaką miał Agrael pasywkę?
After which, I set my
Agrael nie miał
Archangels
jakiejś
to block
pasywki z lochu?
the enemies from reaching my Inquisitors. Then finally came my first spellcast.
A te pasywki w Heroesie 5 były takie bardzo unikalne. A on miał zwiększoną inicjatywę dla siebie, no. Walił czarami na lewo i prawo.
I decided to put Frenzy on the Pit Lords, as their
A
turn
nie miał ktoś z lochu faktycznie takiej?
was up next. And they immediately took out basically the whole stack of Horned Overseers.
Dla jednostek to, o kurwa.
Okay, what? I did not like the succubus.
Co?
Okay,
Aha.
what? I did not like the succubus mistresses shooting at me, so I took off the retaliation with my marksman. And shot them with my Inquisitors afterwards.
Nice. Kurwa, 1000 dychasz.
Then the Archdevils, of course, instantly took out my Angels.
Ty, bo ja mu dwie jednostki stały na polu bitwy. Tak było kilo. Jest nawet ten. Z tych samych teraz używane.
And then I
Akronim
got
się
another
to nazywa?
spellcast. Since both the Archdevils and Hellhounds were about to move back to back, I put Frenzy on the Archdevils so that they would hit the Hellhounds.
No i easy. To się powinno wyczyścić w miarę.
And again, that took out most of the stack.
No i nice. Siema kulą, dzięki za 20 miesiąc. ciekawe wygląda, że on takim małym stakiem to zabija. Jak silne są kurwa czary w tej części.
So then I was left with the last 3 enemy stacks. And luckily enough, while taking a shot at the succubi, I got luck and took out the whole stack with 1 shot. After which I casted Puppet Master on the Archdevils.
Już wyczyścili na zmianę, nie? Nimi.
At this point, I was also running quite low on shots, so I had to be cautious about using them at the right moment. But then I decided to target the Archdevils, and I got lucky with both shots.
Nice. Nice!
And after that, my last shot went to the Pit Lords, since the Archdevils were low enough.
Kurwa, się że bardziej mógłby tymi jednostkami nawzajem się zabijać, nie? Nie no, to już zabije, ma lepsze staty, nie? Nawet w mele to bije chyba. Szczególnie, że kapłani w mele biją taki sam damage, nie? No faktycznie na Hour of Swiftness.
After that, I let the Pit Lords come closer to me, and as Puppet Master wore off on the Devils, I cast it on the Pit Lords.
Ten Puppet Master to kurwa bez kitu lepszy blind w tej części. Oni
Though
mocniej
after
nawet
that, the
biją mele.
Archdevils did not really go the way that I expected them to go, so I had to kite towards the Pit Lords. And since I got morale, I took advantage of the no retaliation from Puppet Master and hit the Pit Lords.
Nice!
Oh, yeah. I forgot that they can do that.
To nawet chyba lepiej dla niego, jak ma manę.
Since the Archdevils were still out of reach, I continued to hit the Pit Lords until I finally finished them off.
Dziwnie się nie przesunął trochę. Jakaś walka po tych diabłach.
And since I did not need to kill the summoned Pit Lords to win the fight, I finished the battle by killing off the remaining Archdevils.
Faktycznie tych z gatingu nie trzeba zabijać.
And there we go. Agrael is down. But wait, what exactly happens to Nikolai? If Agrael is supposed to approach him to trigger the cutscene, but there is no more Agrael. So what happens then? So I approached him, found out I cannot take any units, but instead I can give him some of mine. Interestingly enough, he even had artifacts on him, even though he does not have to take a single fight during this mission. I even tried to block him in there for fun, but he got around me.
Kurwa ciekawe.
But as he went forward, the cutscene appeared nonetheless, which means that it is triggered either by his location or after a certain amount of days passes from his appearance. Either way, that is going to do it for this video. I really enjoyed tackling this little challenge, and I hope that it was entertaining for you too. Even though
w tych starych grach, że możesz stary takie challenge'iki sobie robić, nie?
There could be a way to win these fights with less losses, my goal here was just to beat them, and see what happens when you do. As well as to tackle some interesting questions that came up along the way. So yeah, thank you if you have made it this far, and I hope that you enjoyed.
Kurde, a mam ochotę na Heroesy 5 po tym, nie? Nawet nie macie pojęcia. Nawet nie macie pojęcia.